with my other half.
Hello.
And today we're going to do a book review on The Left-Handed Booksellers of London by Garth Nix.
Well done.
I'm impressed. Okay, this is, I think, a standalone, though there's huge potential for this to become like a series. And I'm sorry, this was a cover by. It had bookseller in the title, and it was a gorgeous, how could I not fall in love with this book? So that's why I picked it up.
Yeah, we have read one Garth Nix before, the Trouble Twisters, which was okay. We weren't overly enamoured with it. I'm curious about the rest of the series, but that was a while ago now.
Yeah.
So it's an urban fantasy set in 1983 London, but apparently a slightly different London to the one we know.
I didn't notice anything.
And it follows Susan, who's living out in the countryside with her mum. There's no dad, no idea who dad is. Just after her 18th birthday, she travels to London to find her dad. And instead finds a world of...
The Old Kingdom.
The Old Kingdom,
yes.
The old world. Sort of magic and
Fae
creatures.
and Arthurian legends. You name it, it's in here.
And of course, straight away it's pretty obvious that dad is going to be involved in this in some significant capacity. Spoilers, but...
It's fairly implied, fairly early on. You know, it is the typical, an ordinary person encounters something strange, becomes enrolled in that world, and then discovers they're part of that world. It is literally that plot. Blow for blow. Again.
Yeah, again.
And for some reason set in 1983. I don't see why it was set in 1983 other than to mention some pop culture references. It made no logic for it to be in 1983. The politics didn't affect anything. The time period itself didn't affect anything. You know, the IRA wasn't involved or anything. So why 1983 seems to be the pinnacle point, I don't know.
Yeah, it could have been today and mentioned pop culture references of today. It would have made no difference whatsoever.
Yeah, I've got to put that down because it's going to hit my nose in a second. Sorry. Malcolm read it to me, so it was our bedtime book. We got through it actually quite quickly, didn't we? I only dropped off a couple of times and had to catch up. So reading out aloud, you instantly pick up on the words that we don't use in Britain.
No. And so very early on, it's only within the first few chapters, we came across the word flashlight.
Being used by a policeman. I'm sorry, we don't use the word flashlight here.
That took us straight out of the story immediately, and it was like, what? Flashlight?
It's like, this is set in London. This is 1983, isn't it? Why are they saying flashlight? Why?
No, we don't have this word over here at all.
It's torch, people. Torch.
Yeah. Obviously, since things like X-Files and stuff where they had their flashlights, we were more aware of the word, but...
No, at no point have we ever used flashlight in our language.
And you had a massive Twitter discussion about it as well,
yes,
didn't you?
Yeah, I had people going, what do we call, this in the UK? And general consensus was, it is a torch.
Yeah.
So, Garth Nix, please don't put in Americanisms or Australianisms into a book that is set and spoken by UK people.
Yeah.
And then later on...
Pants.
Pants are underwear in the UK, not trousers, underwear. It really annoys me.
Oh, that was quite near the end. The damage had already been done by this point with flashlight. But, it's something that just took us straight out of the story. I know it's just a word, and we know what it meant, but it's like, why are they using this word? They wouldn't use this word. These
characters are British, it's set in London. No British person uses the word pants to describe their trousers. Pants is what you put under your trousers. Pants are underwear. Please, authors, get the language right.
And colour has a U in it.
Yeah. Galactus, you need to sort that out.
British publication, set in Britain. They can't spell colour right.
It bugs. It's a bugbear.
And what would be interesting about this book is it's one of those completely forgettable books. It was fine, it was serviceable, like I say, standard urban fantasy, as you mentioned, but it's going to be the flashlight book.
Yeah, forever. Yeah. Yeah, it's like I've read a lot of YA fantasy set at the moment in the UK, and all the kids go to high school. We don't go to high school in the UK. We go to secondary school and sixth form and college. High school doesn't exist here. It's not a thing.
Anyway,
back to the review. Susan's likeable. Like I say, she's the typical fish out of water, learning things as she goes, which means we have a huge info dump fairly early on, where everything is literally explained to her, and therefore us.
She's also a bit of a punk, shaved head, dyed silver, but apart from being mentioned in the description at the beginning and referenced like once towards the end, the fact that she had a closely cropped hairdo.
You wouldn't know. She doesn't behave in a particular way or anything.
No.
I mean, punks were known for being anti-establishment and all that, but you wouldn't know it.
And then one of the main characters, called Merlin, not that Merlin, but that's his name, is, well, he wears clothes, obviously, but he wears anything that happens to come to hand, whether it's men's clothes or women's clothes. He spends a good chunk at the beginning of the book in a dress, and I don't have an issue with that. It's just...
Why?
Why? There was no...
It wasn't a problem, but it wasn't actually...
There wasn't a statement
is this relevant? Or, are we talking that this person is trans or bi or asexual or pan? There was no idea why this character was literally wearing whatever they wanted. I mean, kudos and everything. It was like, oh yeah, Merlin's running around in a flowing, shimmering dress, fighting ghouls with a sword and pistol. Cool.
But the level of description that we get, Susan goes into a room and we have the furniture, the make of the furniture, what's on the furniture, all this huge amount of detail, and even what the clothing is, but not the why. What's the point of it?
Yeah, there are a few issues here.
Unless it's some sort of representation just for the hell of it.
I don't know. I really don't know, because it's not clear.
No.
I know. Okay, so that's that. I did enjoy the Booksellers world. There are left-handed booksellers, as the title implies, who seem to be part of more the defence, and they use magic with their left hand. And then there are right-handed booksellers as well to balance them, and I think they're more
academic, I think.
Yeah.
Research.
And they work alongside each other to protect our world from the old world coming in.
And there are some rare ones with both hands as well.
Like you. Yeah. And their whole concept of booksellers have been around for decades, even centuries. They've always been protecting us from the old world. They've made deals along the line.
They're like the police in a way.
They
for
are
the old
of
world.
the mythical. Yeah, police and the mythical.
But they also sell books. They literally do own bookshops and sell actual, real, normal books.
Yeah, which is kind of cool. So I did like all that kind of aspect to it. That was really intriguing to me. And if we get like the left-handed booksellers of Paris or Cape Town or,
Yeah.
I would be really interested in reading that kind of thing.
I'm starting to find out more about it. I mean, my big complaint about the book, apart from Flashlight, is that it took a good long time to actually start.
God, we're about halfway through, weren't we?
Yeah, because we meet up with Susan and Merlin quite early on, and they have run away from a thing, which is quite exciting, and there's that normal thing. But then
info dump, and then it's run from another one.
We then go here.
Yeah.
We then go here. I was like, well, why are we going to all these places? Just to have more information thrown at us.
Yeah.
And learn about the furniture.
Yes, a lot of furnituring. It's an enjoyable romp. I'm going to say that with a few English terms that just shouldn't be in there.
I'll say it's worth reading.
It's worth reading, yeah.
Which is 3 stars.
I wish I'd borrowed this from the library actually and brought another book off the shelf that was really pretty, which is a shame because there was a lot of potential for this book. There's a lot of potential in the world. I wish the whole alternative 1983 thing had been used much more full. And I wish there was more of the booksellers world and less of the mysterious girl as actually connected to our world.
Yeah, which you've seen before.
Trope, which has been, totally.
I did like the short story at the end.
That was good.
We had the Waterstones exclusive edition, which had extra material. So we had a short story based in the world, set a few years before the events. Not really attached. I had one of the main characters that featured in it. But just there was an assault upon a bookshop, and of a sort anyway. And just stuff how they dealt with it. Yeah,
which was kind of cool. Again, seeing that blend of old world meeting the modern day world and how the two clash.
So certainly gives scope for more stories in the series. Now that it's established, I'd be interested to see more actual story being told rather than info dumps.
Yeah, but we'll have to see. We'll see what happens. So, Left-Handed Booksellers of London. Have you read it? What did you think? Leave your thoughts down below. Please try and remain as spoiler-free as possible. This is what it looks like. With obviously the beautiful yellow sprayed edges as well.
I've shown that already.
Yeah, we'll show it again because I love sprayed edges.
That's all right.
I would say if I was doing a disappointed books of the year, I would probably put this on that list. And if you don't like that, tough.
If you have anything to say, feel free to comment below. But as usual, if you have nothing nice to say, then please keep it to yourself. Thank you. And until next time, see you later.
Be well.